fans are in raptures that their country is on the verge, they would feel, or at least one hand on the trophy for a record-extending sixth time. 6 times, by the way, is the number of occasions Indonesia have found themselves in the final, including this one. And the 5 times previous, they have come away empty-handed. As of now, it looks like history, unfortunately, could well repeat itself. There's been lots of fighting talk, of course, as you can imagine, from the Indonesians, that they are still in this, and of course, they still are. 90 minutes to get 4 goals, 4 unanswered goals, to force at least extra time, and that is what they are fighting for. The AFF Suzuki Cup, which has gotten a lot of attention right now as well, it would appear, as we look at the 2 teams in the tunnel, and they know the task at hand. We had some breaking news just before we came on air, because they broke COVID protocols. We'll talk about that a little bit later on, but that would be hugely disappointing to the Indonesian camp, given the task at hand. But the rest of these players know they have to give it their absolute best and most to try somehow to stop this Thai team that has really captured the imagination. So good going forward, sturdy and steadfast at the back, and encapsulated by no one less than their captain, Chanathip Songkrasin, who is surely the leading contender for MVP. But don't take my word for it, let's hear from the experts. Rich Rai, next to me here, who's been certainly licking his lips at the tantalising affair that we've had. Roshan, it's been a fantastic tournament overall, but here we are now, the second leg. How do you feel this will go?
It really has been a great competition, and here we are. I mean, Thailand with such a commanding position. To be in 4 goals up from the first.
their work cut out for them. When you look at the lineups, Thailand make 5 changes from the side that won that first leg. Manu Polking has restored many of what some would consider his first 11, or close enough as it were. Tiratan Bumatan returns from suspension. He is at left back. Howie will come into centre back after the injury to fairly regular, Palestini, Tristando and Wiratep. As I mentioned earlier, Elias Dola had that injury and came off in the first leg. Lots and lots of options though for Thailand, that's for sure. The 2 skippers here, Chanatap we mentioned earlier on his, and to the right, Asnawi, who has been promised a house if he can win this, along with Irfan Jai. They both come from the same part of Indonesia. Their governor has he would like to do that if they can perform something pretty outstanding this evening. And they'll have to do it with these players here. Remember, of course, in the backdrop of COVID-19, this tournament was postponed twice, but in the grander scheme of things, of course, there is still important to remember we're in the middle of a global pandemic. Faisal Al-Ali, the man in charge here from Jordan. Rish Roshan Rai, your thoughts on that lineup, on those lineups?
Enjoying this countdown actually, 3, 2, 1 before kickoff on the second leg. Yeah, looking at those lineups, I think with Indonesia here, it looks like a pretty attacking lineup, which you'd expect being 4 goals down. Obviously looking to try and start with a very quick tempo early on. It almost will be a 4-1-4-1, I think, at times, with Ricky Kapuaya and Witan Sulaiman allowed to get forward in support of Dedik Setiawan, especially when Indonesia are in possession of the ball. Egi Maulana, Ramai Rumakiek, Egi Maulana playing on that right-hand side. Will be allowed to drift in onto his left foot. Ramai Rumakiek, same, playing as those inverted wingers in those wider positions for this Indonesian team. For Thailand, I mean, it's still an incredibly strong lineup. We've seen the strength of their squad throughout this competition. When you look at Chanatip in there, Tirasin, Bodin, 3 players who I thought were brilliant in the first leg, and Supacho, who was the man of the match, deservedly so.
Brilliant, yeah. Someone who, if not for Chanatip's goals, might well be considering himself a contender for MVP. Remember, they need to score 4 goals minimum, 4 unanswered goals. Indonesians to stand any chance of seeing this through and potentially grabbing their first ever AFF Suzuki Cup. There's Tiraton brought back into the side after his suspension was complete. That is a delightful ball into the path of Bodin, who goes down, looks across at the referee. Nothing doing. The danger isn't over. Tapped on for Bodin. Chanatip can't get there. Narubadin puts the cross in. It'll be a corner. Feels like it's the first leg again.
Yeah, you know, one of the great things about this Thai team is how they've started off matches, and here, just here, a bit of contact there behind. Asnawi is on the wrong side of Bodin. He's bearing down on goal. I don't think there's enough to give a penalty there.
Here's Tiraton on the right-hand side. He was getting involved. And now the counter. This is where Indonesia can be dangerous. Egy Maulana, goal here. Would light the stadium up. Witan Sulaiman. Back to Egy. That's the passes for Rahmat, but it's still with Indonesia. Asnawi. They know if they want to stand a chance, an early goal would really help their cause. There's that fine balance, isn't there, Roshan, of trying to go forward and force the issue, but not leaving yourself too exposed, because you know how dangerous the ties are.
Well, that's right, and someone's just trying to find that balance in the team, in the situation that they find themselves in. You see that issue there, they haven't been comfortable in possession when they've been pressed by Thailand. We saw that in the first leg where Indonesia were giving the ball away very easily, unaccustomed to the pace that Thailand want to play the game at.
Two not so great passes from Rahmat Irianto, and much has been made of the fact that his father was also an Indonesian international and played in the AFF Suzuki Cup final. That was back in 2002. And that was also against Thailand, by the way. And that's one of the more painful losses for Indonesia. They had to go to penalties in that one. His father missed a penalty in the shootout. Can he go one better today? At the moment, it looks a very difficult task for Rahmat and co. So give it away to Narubadin. Super chop. Brought down, he looks at the referee, arms stretched out, he's not interested. Pratama, so good to have him back inside on left hand. They looked a little bit vulnerable, didn't they? Particularly in the first 15 minutes on that Indonesian left-hand side, the Thai right.
That's right, they did, and it wasn't just on the defensive front. You know, going forward he offers a lot, and they didn't really have that outlet on the left-hand side in the first leg. They tried to change it up in the second. Alfiandra going to play out at left back, and while Alfiandra has been one of the outstanding Indonesian players for me, I don't think he was very effective in that position. A bit unfair on him.
Yeah.
Obviously he's going to try and do his best for the team, but it wasn't very effective.
Great work there from Asnawi. Get past Mordin. Here's Witan Sulaiman.
That's another player, Witan Sulaiman, who just got crowded out in that first leg and didn't have any impact at all because Thailand was so determined to get players around him as quickly as they possibly could. And again, just there, the three Thai players around him. On this occasion, he kicked the ball really well, Witan. We spoke about development earlier and how these young Indonesian players playing in a big final for perhaps the first time at international level on these sort of that added tactical value that Pratama Arhan brings to this Indonesian side with those long throws in behind.
Which was
just
waiting,
see
wasn't
the
he?
contact here.
Now there's more
It's
contact
actually-
here, isn't it?
It's
Than the other
actually,
one.
it's come off, it looks like it's come off with that, so I don't understand how that's a corner. And it looks like he was actually bumped in from behind by Kinsada.
Not enough for a penalty though, right?
I don't think so, but I don't think it's a corner,
Corner
either.
either,
It's
yeah.
come off with that laugh. Anyway,
Here is Chanatip. Trying to keep up this pressure here, Ramai. Who's got the pace, Ramai. Lovely turn from Witan Sulaiman. Ricky Kambuaya.
Wrong.
again, he had to be strong with that. He kept the shot out.
Well, this is excellent stuff early on. A perfect start for Indonesia, Wilson. This is what not only the Indonesians, but the neutrals watching this would want to see.
This is great. This is great for the final. I know it's not great for Thai fans out there, but the atmosphere around the stadium has been brilliant, even before kickoff.
Absolutely.
And from the Indonesian fans as well, a credit to them. They were loud, they were lively.
Anawat, slowly brought down. Rahmat went in hard. Everyone's blood is pumped up at the moment, isn't it?
Lovely work from Tanawat. It is a foul. He gets a second challenge in as well.
Follow-up could have been
From Didik.
again, pretty much dead centre. You know, there's one player certainly going to fancy his chances, and he's right on the ball.
Remember the first leg when there were a couple of really good positions for Thailand for the free kicks. They've got another great position here, and this time they've got the specialist on.
Magic wand of a left foot for Tiraton. They will have been watching, I'm sure, his videos, Wilson, in anticipation of what he wants to do, what he does with his free kicks.
Yeah, that was a great angle that we had, a camera angle that we had earlier on of the position of the wall. And when I actually saw that, I thought, I think there's going to be a need of a bit of adjustment, and he has adjusted it, Nadeo. He has, because they were far too wide there, so we had to step across and had another look. He's adjusted it.
Is he hedging a bit? He's very central, isn't he? Let's see. Ball does its job, and listen to that. That's getting applauded by the crowd. Big time. Shonatip. Well defended by Alfreanda. And there you go, he's just gesturing to his players. Calm it down. Ball kick. How's he feeling about things at the moment? He's wearing his lucky clothes at the moment.
Well, for Indonesia, it's about goal, use the momentum. For Thailand, again, that experience needs to come in. Lots of experienced heads need to keep their composure, try and slow it down where they can. If it's
They'll get another corner. Tirasin appealed immediately. Well, this is the best possible way you can respond, short of scoring an actual equaliser.
yeah, pressure's on. Thailand, good response from them. Again, it's Tirasin making a nuisance of himself. Just taking a touch, perhaps.
Well, there'll be another almighty roar from the Indonesians if they defend this one well, get it away. By the way, just to let you know that we've got Witan Sulaiman and Ramai right on the halfway line. Anything should come their way. Loose ball. Oh, that was beautiful. It grazes the crossbar. The outside of his boot.
Clever from Super Chop. Comes into him quickly and he can't really sort of readjust his...
He's certainly someone, Wilson, that you have pinpointed as you'd love to see him venture out of Thailand, perhaps, into the likes of Japanese and Korean leagues, maybe further afield.
Yeah, and I think, you know, he's one of those who's ready to move on, Super Chop. We've seen evidence of that, I think, over the last couple of years, and certainly in this competition. And that really is the key for Southeast Asian players, and it's something that observers of Southeast Asian football, it's not something groundbreaking to say that Southeast Asian players need to go out and get out of their comfort zone and take that next step, try to play in a higher quality league. The ones that obviously have reached a certain level in the region are those players that I'm talking about.
Ball's been gone back beautifully. Look, it's Ricky Kambuaya. Kind of slalom his way through. Kind of went down, didn't he? In front of Tiraton.
Strong challenges coming in. Both sides. Ricky Kambuaya has got this ability in him to just run past. I think that's a foul. There should have been a free kick to Indonesia. And then Egi, strong with the follow-up challenge.
Shin Tae-yong said, we will win this second leg. Didn't say by how many goals, or whether it would be enough to take them through to lifting the trophy. But he's given them this self-belief. He's maintained, even right after the defeat, and it was a disappointing game for Indonesia. Remember, they had two very, very good chances in that first leg. Here is Bintan Sulaiman. Right on his own, he's got two players right on him. Now Tiraton.
You can sense that nervousness has gone out of this Indonesian team. They were so nervous in the first leg. They couldn't keep the ball under pressure, but suddenly they've got confidence now because they're in a situation where they can't really lose. If all goes down,
they have
there's no pressure.
Yeah.
But that shouldn't be the way. As they grow, as they develop, they should learn to play under that pressure.
Just got to keep their heads. There's some flying in here. Back with Indonesia, Asnawi. Well, it's full-blooded so far. You couldn't ask for a better start to this match.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I mean, Kambuaya is really trying to single-handedly carry Indonesia forward. And he's, for me, been one of the best players in this Indonesian side as well. I know talk about Witan, Nadeo, Pratama Arhan.
Tunjukkan
Alfeandra. I'm now realizing I pretty much said the whole Indonesian team is the best.
Well, I think you pinpointed him in the first leg as the one who stood out for you, and you were
That's right.
surprised, even I dare say disappointed when he got yanked off, didn't you? Thought that he could have stayed on the pitch.
I was surprised that they took him off. Maybe there was a thinking that
For the second leg.
we were trying to keep him fresh for the second leg. But look at how they're closing and pressing and harrying here, Indonesia. They're hungry for this. They believe now that they can get something out of this match. And for all those people out there who are saying, let's cancel the second leg, in jest, I'm sure, in jest.
There was a lot of that going on. Now,
I'm not quite sure they feel the same way about that now.
Absolutely. Glued to their screens, I'm sure. Here comes the Pratama Arhan special. With his long throws. They're usually flat as well. Plenty of pace. Now you're seeing Manu Polking there. He was just, again, gesturing to his players. Calm it down or slow it down. Both of them would work right now for them, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's right. So they're going to take as much time as they possibly can on these restarts. And you just saw evidence of that. The ball went out and play. None of the Thai players really went off the pitch to take it. Mano took his time, walked to the ball, kicked it onto the pitch. But that's the key. That's being professional in these situations.
Tiraton's pass up top to Gordon has gone out of play.
kalau terima dapat.
Catch a breath if you can. This is one of the few quieter moments in this match so far. 17 minutes have flown by in this AFF Suzuki Cup 2020 final, the second leg. Indonesia have scored a goal. It's precisely what they would have wanted. The only 2 goals that Thailand have scored, that Thailand have conceded so far, have come off errors at the back. One against the Philippines, Manuel Beer's header was not good enough, slotted in by Reichelt. Here today, Siwadak. Some handling, poor handling in the shot. Chanatip has gone down, his boots off. He was in the press today, Roshan, talking about how players like him should be venturing out.
And he's absolutely right. Again, as his boot comes off there, you've seen his game step up to a different level, and you understand why, what he's learned from his time in J1, how he's developed as a player over there on and off the pitch. Again, as I said, it's not really groundbreaking.
No, it's not.
Southeast Asian players, the ones who have outgrown the region, need to then take that next step.
What I thought was interesting in his comments was he's calling it a comfort zone.
Maybe perhaps for some players, they are in that comfort zone. But I don't think it's exclusively a Southeast Asian problem. I think it happens in various parts of the world. I think in West Asia you see it as well, with players not wanting to take that step into comfort zone. And you see it with English players as well.
Yeah, happy to stay in England.
Happy to stay in England.
Well, and connected with that, he's picked out a couple of things. One is they're probably getting a decent domestic salary. And secondly is the language, which is always an obstacle, isn't it? As we see another foul on Chanatip. Shot, very good. Nicely done by Nadia. I think it just got everyone by surprise.
Yeah, don't know what it was with a bit of time and space. Everyone was still reorganizing themselves defensively. Gets the ball in space there. Nadeo, thankfully for Indonesia, was alert to the entire situation.
That's the kind of thing that would really upset Shin Tae-yong, wouldn't it? Be alert. Don't want to be giving away a goal in those sort of circumstances. Tiraton. Perhaps a bit of caught, but here come Indonesia now. Didik Setiawan is trying to get that up to Witan Sulaiman. They've opted to keep those two on that halfway line, haven't they? Witan and Ramai. From the off chance.
Well, they need to. They're in a position where they need to take a few, I think more chances rather, more risk in this game. And just going back to the point about players going overseas, as we go into us now, who's going to play in Korea, in K2, is, I know it's easy to say everyone should be going overseas, they should all be testing themselves at a higher level, where's the ambition, this, that, and the other. We also have to remember that we don't know what these players' personal stories are, how many people they're taking care of back home, and if they're making a good salary there, then you have to weigh that comes into it as well. And remember that players, they have people to take care of, they've got families, as you see Superchok, they're getting taken out.
Also, Russian, there's a lot of money they make outside through endorsements and all that kind of thing. See that challenge again from Alfiandra. So being in that particular country helps part of that, doesn't it?
Yeah, and so I think that they want them to come up and challenge themselves and go to the next level. But sometimes it isn't as easy as just that. It's never just one thing.
And for every Chanatip has succeeded, and same with his teammate Tiraton, they both succeeded at taken out there. And before that,
well, the first ball that came in from the first free kick, Modin Pala was making their run into the box, and you just wonder again if that Indonesian defense had just fallen asleep for a second, because he was in acres of space. He got in the right touch, he was able to turn and face goal, and Indonesia could have been in trouble. But again, on the counter-attack, you see the threat that they pose, especially with Rumakiak and the pace and directness of his running, causing a few issues for Pawi. He's able to skip past that challenge and then a leg out from Pawi, taking him down.
they're not enjoying the pace coming at them at the moment. Then the ties. Perhaps we didn't see enough of that from the Indonesians in that first leg. Only in little flashes where they did cause a few problems, not many.
Yeah, but I said earlier, they're looking a lot more confident.
They've got 3 to go. Asnawi. He's done well. Away. A little too easy by Didik. Ramai is ready to come back on. But at the moment, the ball's with Superchok. Looking for Bordin. Fixed his way into the area. Tirasin.
Well, a really difficult ball for him to do anything with. Tirasin, how far away he was from goal there. Just knew that he needed to put in a challenge on Fakhruddin. Another one who I was surprised to see taken off at half-time in that first leg. To be replaced by Baggett, who I think has been fan impressive. Welcome, Baggett.
Your thoughts on players breaking protocols and now not being available for the final?
I think that's a disgraceful mistake to make, and it almost, it's a lack of respect for your teammates and for the squad as a whole. When everyone's together in camp, everyone is living in that bubble, everyone's working towards that common goal. For you to say, you know what, I want to go out and have a bit of fun, it's just disgraceful for me. And I think
also in a pandemic.
Yeah, and you're putting yourselves at risk, you're putting other people at risk. See Egi going down. And I think, when you look at that, you say, yeah, young players, they make mistakes. Okay, maybe. But Victor Bonefo, what's he, like 36 years old?
Yeah, that's right. Captain of his side. Rahman knows him solidly. Wins the ball back. Lovely pass from Witan Sulaiman to Egi Maulana. As Indonesia come forward, slip through. Beautiful interplay between Egi and Witan. Thailand just about get that away.
They're looking for a handball. I think it's come off the chest of Saraj. But they're a little bit all over the place at the moment, Thailand defensively.
Wonderful to see Witan Sulaiman and Egi Maulana there. Exchange of passes caused a few problems. The good news is Ramai is up and running. Pretty good. Flag just goes up on Superchok, who spent a lot of time looking across at the assistant there.
Moving it back into Chanatip, he's looking right across the line. That's Superchok. He should be getting himself back into an onside position. Gaining more territory here, pushing up the pitch. Indonesia with a longer pass forward.
Now that Pratama Arhan